it's Inside and Back. My name is Tokiku Uzuru, also known as Toki, and in today's video I'm actually going to be talking about something that I've been doing recently, as I usually do in my videos. But this one specifically happens to deal with glamour magic, as I've stated in my previous video. See there. Now in witchcraft, or at least my practice specifically, you can create your own anointing oil, which is basically an oil that you put on something for a specific intention and or purpose. When you hear anointing oil, it's usually used on candles because the best way to go ahead and put as much your intention into the candle as you possibly can, while also using things that you have around you. However, one, I do not feel comfortable with putting oil on a candle that you burn. But I do tend to use oils when it comes to my face in particular. So in this video, I will be showing you exactly how I ended up making my own face moisturizing magic oil. Now it's about that time in the video where I tell you specifically, disclaimer, I am not a dermatologist or like an expert at herbalism. So when it comes to specific herbs and or essential oils and which one would work better for your skin, or which ones you shouldn't be putting on your skin like at all, you're gonna have to do your own research on that. This is just what I do or what I did, and I will show you the one that I made before. I will also be making one in this video because two birds, one stone. Let's begin. Now for me, this oil is used for two specific things. One, to help with manifesting things, helping bringing things to you. But again, I typically use oils in general to moisturize my face because normal moisturizers, at least the ones that I've gotten so far, they don't work for my face. I don't know why. We're just going to deal with that. The things that you will need to make this oil will be as follows. A glass bottle and top. I do suggest having a bottle with a dropper so you don't end up using so much oil. A carrier oil of your choice, so that would end up being olive oil, coconut oil, jojoba oil. I am currently using avocado oil because that's the one that is best for my skin. 3. 2 to 3 herbs and or essential oils that are not toxic when applied topically. Again, meaning on your skin. If you're using it specifically for your face, I do also suggest keeping the minty essential oils and herbs away, out of this mixture, because the fumes might just make your eyes start to water. I learned that the hard way, but with something else. And last but not least, something to mix it with. Again, I typically just used the dropper that came with the bottle, and I also shook it up after I closed it. You could also just make this into a bowl and then pour it into the bottle once you're done, but low effort witchcraft, because we don't have the energy. So with me, I currently have this bottle here that came with its own dropper, and this used to be a lavender hydrating body oil. Of course, it's not in there anymore. I used it all up. So I originally wanted to make some sort of facial oil with lavender, which is what that was the original plan. So instead, I'm using lavender for a calming, relaxing effect. Chamomile, because it is usually used in a lot of sleepy time teas. Again, it's a relaxing, calming effect. And mugwort. doesn't necessarily have a relaxing, calming effect like the other two, but it is supposed to help with increasing and or boosting psychic abilities. However, I do have to also make sure that I say this. This is not an oil that you're supposed to ingest. Basically uh, you're not supposed to eat this oil. And of course, last but not least, the oil of my choosing is avocado oil. I typically keep it in a specific bottle that I have down in my room. Again, I just reused a different oil bottle. I am about reduce, reuse, recycle. If I'm able to use a container for something else, that's what I'm doing. Two things before we go ahead and put everything together. One, if you want to make this an entire ritual, you can go ahead and light a candle. However, whenever I film videos, I usually have a candle lit already. Two, you can also add in any type of crystals, body and or face safe glitters. Or even essential oils, again that is body and or face safe. So step one obviously is, if you want to make this an entire magical ritual, of course, light a candle, burn an incense, do what you have to go ahead and start, do what you usually do to start a ritual. Second thing is to make sure you have everything with you. This tends to be where I forget to grab things. The rest of the herbs, I currently have the lavender in my hand. The rest of the herbs are on my bed. Probably should have done this sitting down, but you know, we freehand sometimes. We freehand a lot. Next up, the chamomile. So this is going to be a lot easier to do by hand. Please know. This is going to be a lot easier to do by hand because chamomile are bigger flowers. When it comes to flowers like chamomile or rose, I'll end up using the most center part of it to go ahead and still give it I typically use the petals for teas is what I'm saying. And the most inner parts of the flower for pretty much everything else. And last but not least, the mugwort. Someone just got pulled over. So there, I got all of the herbs I needed to have in there. And now I will be putting in the avocado oil. This is also going to be me just talking. The carrier oils that you use for this also have their own metaphysical benefits. So if you want to look into that as well, you can. And now the bottle is all filled. This bottle specifically came with a dropper, so I just add that in just to close it. And I'm shaking it up. Mostly just to distribute everything evenly. And now, once you have put everything in there and have closed it up, you go ahead and place it in a dark place. A dark, dry place. Somewhere where the sun won't be able to go ahead and just beam on it. And lastly, allow the herbs and essential oils to infuse together with the carrier oil for about 2 weeks, shaking it relatively often. So as I mentioned, I had already made one of these, Specifically, it was a honeysuckle and rose oil. I really love the smell of honeysuckles. It reminds me of running across the field, running across to the other side of the field where the trees are, well, where the trees were, so I can go ahead and grab the honeysuckles during recess while I was in elementary school, specifically third grade. And rose, because rose is usually used for beauty, let's be honest. And this is what it looks like. So the one I just made in this video, the lavender, chamomile, and mugwort one, was specifically for relaxation and meditation. And the honeysuckle and rose one is specifically for love and beauty. So now that we're done with all of that, it is time for me to do the stereotypical YouTuber outro, where I, as a stereotypical YouTuber, would ask you to do the following. Oh my heck, my brain is scattered. If you liked the absolute chaos and disorder this video was, or is probably going to be, I haven't edited it yet, but I can already feel like this is going to be a trip and a half for me. Please don't forget to like this video, hit the subscribe button if you want to see more witch chaos that is this channel now, and hit the notification bell to be notified of whenever I post. Also, please don't forget to put any type of questions, comments, concerns, or ideas for future videos in the comment section down below. And with all that being said, my name is Toki Uzuru, also known as Toki, and this is Toki saying Toki out.